All right. Nobody's here right now. I'll give it 1 sec here. I am a minute or two early here. Hey, what's up? I'm dead inside. Great start. But I suppose we'll get started. What's up, guys? I am Fishman 2114. This is my first ever live stream. We're just here. Kind of want to talk about some things on the channel, what's going on. Of course, I do want to do some Q&A, and there's a couple people that have sent me some things and some questions, so I do want to go through that. But really, I want to explain what the heck, why am I doing a live stream? What's the future of the channel? And just kind of some general information, or Finformation, if you will. So if you have any questions throughout it, just feel free to throw them in the chat. I will post it to YouTube afterwards. So, it will be around even if you do miss the stream. But yeah, I just want to get started. So why am I doing a stream? Well, the first thing is that YouTube videos take a long time to edit and make. Hello, Triple F. How are you? But yeah, YouTube videos take a long time to make and edit. And really, right now, I don't have a lot of time. I'm gonna shut this blind. It's blinding me. There we are. But yeah, I don't have a lot of time right now. I'm doing a lot with school. It's my very last semester. I'm looking to get out, get into the workforce. And then the other thing with that is that I actually have a job lined up, which is awesome. But the only thing is it does require me to get licensed in a couple things. Now, I can't say what the job is or what the company is just because I'm technically not working for them. I'm being sponsored by them. But pretty much what you guys need to know is that I'm doing a lot behind the scenes outside of YouTube. And right now, there's just not a lot of free time going on. So I thought I still want to do kind of a weekly content, but if I can avoid all that editing and just kind of post something where I'm just chatting every once in a while, we'll see how it goes today. I thought that'd be a great way to do something for the channel. So that's kind of where I'm at. I thought just a live stream would be a good idea, kind of get some people in, just chat. I thought it'd be a good idea. So we'll see how it goes. But I want to throw out some questions. So, is there any questions that anybody has? If so, feel free to throw them out. But I'm also a little sick right now. I do want to say that as well. I'm a bit sick. I don't know where it came from. I don't know what it is. It's been about a week, and it's frankly really annoying because my voice isn't fully there. So I don't really want to film a video when I'm sick. It just sucks because voice work is difficult and your voice is on the platform for the long time. So you really want your voice work to be, professional, up to par, just however it is. So when you're sick, it really does suck. You don't want to record stuff. You don't want to put, mediocre voice work out there. So I haven't actually filmed or recorded anything in a bit. I do have a video for next week. It's I won't say exactly what it is, but a little hint, I haven't done it in a while. It's been about 3 months since I've done one of these videos, and a couple of them got really popular, so I wanted to throw one out. They're pretty easy to make, and they're pretty fun to make too. Nice change of pace. So that's all I'll say about that. But just kind of with how I'm feeling and kind of the workload that's been going on lately, you guys might. I'll let you know obviously ahead of time, but expect a video to be kind of delayed or a week not to have an upload. So that's kind of where we're at there. I thought these these live streams would be a great way to kind of get some footage out there. But I've never done this before. The closest I've done I was invited on that podcast episode, which I did make a post about it. You guys should check it out if you like podcasts or just want to know more raw content like this. So I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't know. I'm not a big streamer. Obviously, I do YouTube videos, but YouTube videos take a lot of time to edit. And I don't think people realize how much time goes into making a YouTube video. You have to write the video. You have to make a thumbnail. Thumbnails are huge. Thumbnails are what get people, random people, to your video, and they get people to click. Clicks are everything on YouTube. So you got to make a script, which takes probably about an hour, depending on how much research goes into it. Thumbnails can be quite large. They can take a lot of time, but most of the time, that's one of my favorite parts. I really like making the thumbnails. They're a lot of fun to make. And hold on one sec. Just trying to get this lighting better. There we are. Then you do the voice lines. I have a microphone here. Love this microphone. I can just write down my script, kind of take pictures of it, or just look at it on the screen and just talk in it. And then there's that. So you get your script, you got your thumbnail, you got your voice line. And then really the big one is editing. Editing can take anywhere from 4 to 8 hours, depending on how extensive the edits are or how detailed, how really in depth you want to go. A lot of my editing style is just clips. I recently started kind of crediting the clips and all that and doing more with voice lines and all that, but a lot of it is very easy to do. You just talk and throw clips over it. But I do like to do my humor. I do like to throw some funny clips in there. But yeah, there's a lot. I'd say on average a video takes about 10 hours to do. And this I can just kind of sit down, talk. We'll see how it goes. There's only one person in right now, but it could be anywhere from 45 minutes, or if it does really well, I'll sit here for like 2 hours and just kind of yap. But I do want to go through some questions here. I got a couple people that actually sent me emails of a picture. There's a fish picture, which I want to get into and show. And then there's also my my Patreon member who sent me some questions that I will get into in a bit here. But he also sent a beaver video, so we'll take a look at that. I definitely want to get his comments and questions done because he's probably the biggest fan of the channel. So I really do appreciate that. So getting into some of the questions, I have some of them written on my whiteboard behind me. And it says, where does the Fishman 2114 come from? Is that just an AI generated thing? Is that just what's the email for the fish pics? I sent it in a post. It's the real Fishman 2114. It is in the channel description. I'll have that open just if you ever want to send an email of like a fishing picture or aquarium stuff, like whatever you want to just chat. I'll get around to it eventually. I'm not on there a lot. I've gotten a couple scams here and there, but that is the email there. I'm dead inside. But yeah, the Fishman 2114 part. Fishman, obviously, I'm the Fishman. I have aquariums. I've done fishing all my life. I really just, Fishman's kind of catchy. I thought, Fishman, why not? And then the 2114 part, it was kind of a catchy thing. It's not AI generated. It's not user generated or anything. It's just, I thought it was kind of catchy. Fishman, it's just standard Fishman was taken, so I had to do some kind of number. So Bryce Corbett, I hope I'm saying your last name right. That's where the 2114 part came from. Just Fishman 2114. It's kind of catchy, kind of rolls off the tongue. But he also asked, what's kind of the average views and where are they coming from? Are they coming from subscribers or are they coming from non-subscribers? And for that, really, it's coming from non-subscribers. I mean, every video I make, hopefully, people subscribe from that and it grows. But you really grow from reaching a larger audience and reaching out to people that are not subscribed. I mean, I have 7,000 subscribers roughly. I think we're like 50 away. And some of the videos I've got, I mean, my most popular video has 200K subs, or not subs. I wish 200K views. And that's just obviously most of those views are not subscribers, as that had more views than I have subscribers. So really, most of my views are coming from non-subscribers, but the hope is to convert them to subscribers. That's just That's just YouTube in a nutshell. That's just how it works. So I'd say about 75% of views come from non-subs, and then the others subscribers. Hoping to get that changed. I'd love to have more subscribers. But the other thing is I'm doing a lot with fishing content and I'm doing a lot with aquarium content. And those are there's a bit of overlap. There's definitely people on the channel that do both. But I've noticed a lot of people come here for the fishing or a lot of people come here for the aquarium. And that's just kind of the reality of tackling multiple subjects. It's just you're going to attract people in one audience and they're going to watch one type of video, and you're going to attract people in the other audience and they're going to watch the other type of video. But really on the channel, I like to do a blend. I like to have a mix. I love it when people say, "Oh, I fish, but I also have aquariums," or "I want to get into aquariums. Like, what's some advice you have for me?" or "What kind of fish should I get into?" Or "I have aquariums and I've been thinking about going into fishing." Like, there's a lot of overlap, and I think it's kind of nature lovers. I think there should be a lot of overlap in those two subjects. It's fish. It's fish lovers, right? But there's not really a channel out here that's at least that I've seen that does a lot with fishing and non-fishing, aquarium stuff. And I think really for YouTube, that was my main thing. I wanted to blend those two audiences. I wanted to just talk about things that I like doing, but I thought there was a lot of overlap or potential overlap for those subjects. So I hope you guys feel the same way. Like, you like the aquarium aspect, but you also like the fishing. Or if you're mainly aquarium, or excuse me, you're mainly fishing, you like the fishing content, yes, but you also like the aquarium. I think there's a good blend here, and I really like when I see people that actively watch both my aquarium and my fishing stuff. It's a really nice feeling. Oh, here's Bryce here. It says, "Awesome. Thanks, man. Interesting. That's a lot of views coming from non-subscribers." Yes, it is. Yeah. It's just kind of the way YouTube works. You make a thumbnail, you hope it sticks, you hope people like it, and you hope people watch the video and subscribe. Most of the time that's not how it works. They go to your channel, they maybe watch a video or two, and if they like what they see, they subscribe. But it's the YouTube landscape, I guess. Thank you, Bryce. And Bryce, am I saying Corbett right? Is that correct? I want to make sure you're my Patreon guy. Like, you're the biggest channel follower here. I want to make sure I'm saying your name right. And then I also got I'm dead inside. That kind of me, lol. I fished all my life, and now I'm thinking of putting a couple brownies in my spring feed pond. It's interesting. So you're going to do a pond with brown trout? My grandpa did it for a while, although it was connected. The pond itself was connected to a stream. So I'm dead inside. You want to make sure that if your pond is connected to a stream or a river or whatever, that it's boarded up, because he had a drainage pipe and the trout eventually went through that pipe and down the creek. So he put a net over it. So you want to make sure the trout can't get away. And there's also a lot with like predatory birds like osprey, eagles, even blue herring. So you'll probably want to give them a lot of cover. I don't know if you have like fallen tree stumps, maybe even you build a dock or whatnot under there, or you want to make the water muddy so that the birds can't jump in and take all your fish. It gives the fish the best chance to avoid predation, because that is a big problem with people with ponds. Hello, Doomkiss. How are you? Welcome. Good to have you here. I love how engaged you guys are in the chat. It's great to see. Really love it. But yeah, with the trout, you want to make sure that there's no chance for them to escape. If they escape, if there's access to a river or a creek, they will go eventually. So keep them in the pond, keep them covered, give them cover, give them cattails. If the water's muddy, that yes, it ruins visibility for you of a fish, but also for the birds of prey that want to eat the fish. Also, good. I'm glad I'm saying your name right, Bryce. Glad I'm saying your name. I want to make sure I'm saying it right. And then it made you do an emoji there, Doomkiss. I don't know. I was saying a bit earlier in the stream, or Yeah, it's a live stream that I've never done this before. I've never done a live stream. I've done the closest I've done was a podcast, and I was put on by one of my friends. That was a great experience. I'd recommend if you guys like kind of my more raw content, you should check it out. We just have a good back and forth. There was a good amount of chemistry there. Also, you really thought I had an AI voice? Does my voice sound AI? I don't know. Does anyone else? I know I don't show my face a lot. Usually I do. I was kind of saying this earlier too, but I do like a script. I talk in this microphone here, then I put some clips over it, and that's kind of what I do. But I don't really show my face a lot. I just have a webcam here. It's not great, as you can tell. I don't know. Do you guys know of like some good webcams I could potentially get into to like show my face? But yeah, I guess I could see it being an AI voice. I know AI voices just because I'm on YouTube a lot. I mean, obviously I'm a content creator. I make a lot of content. So I can clearly recognize when things are made by AI, scripts are made by AI, and images are made by AI. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm like anti-AI or anything. I don't really do it. But with scripts, I think it is important that you should write your own scripts just because I think it shows authenticity to your viewers. But also sometimes AI just does word jambles. It says things wrong. It's weird. And then, but I do really hate AI voices. I really like those AI TikTok voices actually just drive me nuts. They make me angry. I can't stand them. I don't Is that just me? Does anyone else like those annoying AI TikTok voices? Those things drive me nuts. So for voice, I think it's important that you do your own voice and you say your own words, you write your own words. I think it just shows authenticity to your viewers, and I think people like it. So yeah, I'm just reading what Dumicus is saying here. But yeah, I really thought you had an AI voice when I first watched your videos. Interesting. I'm glad you don't think so anymore. I mean, obviously I'm talking here. It'd be very difficult for me to fake AI all this, but yeah, I hope when people just click on my video, new viewers or not, they don't think I'm an AI, but I guess that is kind of a compliment in another way is yeah, very clean and very deep, as Dumicus put it. We got another little comment here. Do you do a lot of saltwater fishing? And the answer is no. So I've said it in my videos here and there. I live in New York, and where I live, it's not really close to the coast. So I don't do a lot of saltwater fishing. In fact, I've only done saltwater fishing a handful of times just because with saltwater fishing, I know you need your own special equipment. Other if I went in threw my freshwater poles around, they just rust. You need to get saltwater poles or poles that are used to saltwater. I don't really know too much how it works. But I've done a couple charters. I've caught red drum. I went on a charter for redfish. That was really cool. That was in the Florida coast. So I think technically it was brackish, but close enough. Yeah, there was red drum in there. I saw sheep's head. I saw saltwater catfish. I even caught a blue crab. So that was cool. And then I know I went on another charter, and that one was not as cool. It was very rocky. It was more kind of deep water. And where we went, we were catching black sea bass, and all the ones we caught. I mean, it was pretty much catching rock bass, which I can do here. I call black sea bass the rock bass of the sea, just because my experience they were like rock bass sized fish. But kind of a miserable experience. There was people smoking, and just smoke got in your face, and one of my buddies was just puking the whole time. Not very pleasant. Cigarette smoke, and puking. Not a pleasant combination. Rocky waves, but it was cool to get a new species. And I also saw, I think there was pufferfish, there was a dolphin, and there was ocean sunfish. So that was really cool just to drive by them when we were going out. So yeah, you're down south, so there's a lot of salt water. Yeah, yeah. So I know a lot of people ask me about saltwater. It's a huge thing. I mean, when I did like the saltwater fish or the freshwater fishing stereotypes, kind of those videos, half the comments were like, "Do saltwater fish? Where's the saltwater?" The problem is I don't really have any saltwater experience, and I'm happy in freshwater. It's kind of the same with aquarium stuff. It's like a lot of people are like, "Well, do some saltwater fish, do aquarium fish. Why don't you talk about it?" I'm a freshwater guy. I don't know. It's easier to do, and I like a lot of the fish that are here. It's just a fun fight. And so yeah, I get a lot of comments about saltwater fishing for sure. All right, we got another question here. I'm dead inside. By the way, do you ever fly fish for bass and they like? I've heard they can be really fun, but we don't have freshwater bass here. So, this is gonna sound bad. I don't really fly fish. It's the one type of fishing that I don't know how to do. I do want to get into it, but really right now I've done pretty much every kind of fishing. I've done ice fishing, obviously your standard fishing. I've done deep sea fishing, kind of with trolling for trout, and then obviously kind of casting and docks with bass. But I've never fly fished for them. I know with fly fishing, you're essentially mimicking a small bug. You can catch anything. I've heard people that have caught trout's big for fly fishing, but anything as large as carp, anything will eat a tiny bug that hits the surface. So no, I have not personally fished for fly fished for bass. I've caught plenty of bass. I mean, smallies are huge around here. Caught plenty of largies, rock bass. There's also white bass, and I don't know if there's striped bass. I've never caught a striped bass, but yeah, I've never fly fished for them. I've caught them in pretty much every other way. Crankbaits, trolling behind the boat. Soft plastics are huge. If you want to get into some bass fishing, go with like a Ned rig. Soft plastic worm, they go nuts for that stuff. But yeah, you don't have saltwater or freshwater bass over there? It's interesting. I thought they were kind of everywhere. All right, another thing here. If I was up in New York, I would be doing so much trout fishing. I found it to be one of my favorite fish to catch, especially waddling in streams/rivers. So yeah, trout are fun. I did an ambitious anglers episode on trout recently, just because they stocked it, and they were fun. I don't fish for trout all that much. Usually I go for like pike. I love pike. I'm a big pike guy, but pike, bass, really like catfishing. Catfishing and carp fishing, that's a lot of fun. It's kind of lazy fishing, but pan fishing, I like micro fishing a lot too. But trout are something I've caught them before. I'm not saying it was my first time, but they were pretty fun. They're pretty fun. They're pretty small though. I think people kind of similar to bass, people kind of overhype trout. Oh, trout and bass kind of get overhyped, I'll be honest. But they're fun. There's a reason they're popular. They're beautiful. Beautiful and powerful little fish. And they can get big. It's just creek fish, creek trout don't usually get very big. Actually, if you look in the back here, I actually have a brown trout picture over my 30-gallon tank. So I do love trout. They're beautiful fish. They're kind of pushovers though. They fight hard, but they're very delicate fish. Bass you can hold in their mouth, pike, catfish, they're sturdy fish. As long as you're not beating them to death with like a stick or something, you get them in the water quick enough, they'll be fine. But trout, it's like you got to wet your hands, you got to hold them the right way, you got to put them in really quick. You can't take a picture with them for too long. Trout are very, very delicate, but they are a good fight. They're cool fish. All right, let's get some more comments here. Is saltwatering or freshwater harder, like in keeping aquariums? So it's definitely saltwater is definitely harder. And I've only kept a brackish aquarium. I don't do saltwater, like I've said, but a lot of it is because you have to measure the salinity of the water. You got to make sure that the salt level is what you need it for what kind of fish. And that's a whole nother process. That's basically like a whole nother new chemical system you got to do for your fish tanks. And you got to get special equipment for that. And if you do too much or too little, that can just like kill your fish. And that sounds like it should be manageable. But if you think like every time you do a water change, like a 50% water change, that could be stressful enough for your fish. But if you do the the salinity test wrong, and your salt level is less than it was before, that can be a death sentence to all your fish. And then I also know there's a lot of like corals and live rock there. And that's interesting. I mean, that's always been cool. It's interesting, but I don't really know how to like aquascape with it. Like with freshwater, you can do some cool like dragon rocks, some flat rocks, some sedimentary rocks, whatever you want. You put some driftwood and you do some plants around it, it's gonna look great. You can go a step further, do like floating plants or moss or whatnot. That looks great. With live rocks, I don't really know how to aquascape it and make it look natural. So for that reason, I think saltwater is harder, but it's also more expensive. It's just straight up the fish are more expensive, the coral's expensive, that live rock's expensive. It's more expensive. So I would say freshwater is easier. All right, we have I like chicken. Another big fan of the channel. Always commenting about coolie loaches, and he just says salt. Interesting. All right, I'm dead inside. Well, if you want to get into fly fishing, check out the uh-oh, where'd it go? Well, I was just reading it's gone. Okay. Anyways, is saltwater doing because you don't know anything about fishing? Never fish anything. Yeah, it makes sense that saltwater's harder. Do you want to start like getting into fishing, or are you just don't have much of an interest? I don't know. I'm curious because I was kind of talking about this. I like it when aquarium people and fishing people there's an overlap. There's a it's kind of what the whole channel's based on. I like when people just like fish. I like you can go fishing, but you also come home and you got a little fish tank full of fish. That's really what I like on the channel here. But we definitely have two very different audiences. We got a fishing audience and an aquarium audience, and there's a bit of overlap. But really, I'm trying to work on making more of an overlap. So I do want to go. Let's see, share screen here, and I'm going to show. Let's see, is this working? I think this is working for you guys. So I was sent this video, and it's Bryce Corbett, and I haven't watched it. I guess I watched like half of it, but this is on his channel. It might be might be a bit fuzzy. It's a bit laggy because I'm sharing it with you guys. But he saw a beaver when he was out fishing, which was pretty cool. I've seen my fair share of beavers. Mostly they're muskrats, but that's definitely a beaver.
The future.
Oh God, get out of here! Uh-oh, did it not work? Uh-oh, did you guys see anything, or did that not work for you? I see it's a black screen. Well, either way, my buddy there, big Patreon guy, he sent a video of a beaver and he was out fishing and he wanted to share it. I hope it worked. If not, sorry, I tried my best. But yeah, it was pretty cool. He's trying to get a fish and I think he's going out today. But so everyone wish him luck. Hopefully he gets some fish. He hasn't caught anything. I really hope he gets something because I'd love for him to share it with us. But yeah. Do you think you could catch a bass on like a guppy or something? You absolutely could, but the problem is it's very illegal to fish with a guppy because I mean that's how invasive species go around. I mean plecos, people releasing their pet plecos out. That stuff, that stuff it's just pets. They throw them on the lake and the river, and they go nuts. They go everywhere, and they reproduce and they cause havoc. So don't fish with pet fish like guppies. If you want to fish with live, go minnow, go with a worm. But yeah, bass will eat fish, bass will eat insects, bass will eat worms, bass will eat anything. So a little fish like a guppy, you absolutely could get a bass. Just just don't, because you never know what fish will get loose and actually spread havoc essentially because no one sits there and thinks, oh, my pet's going to reproduce and they just don't want to take care of him. They throw it out and they let it go, and that's how we got snakes in the Everglades. That's how we got plecos in Florida, like all that stuff. So I would love to fish, but the area I live doesn't have rivers or creeks. Do they have ponds and stuff? Because I'm more of a pond guy, like a pond, lakes kind of guy. I mean, it's better to go out in a boat, and it's easier to say, "Oh, get a boat," than actually buying a boat or storing a boat or having place for a boat. But yeah, I would say if you want to start with fishing, go get like a micro rod. Go pan fishing. Go with worms. Like no better place to start than with a bobber and a worm. That's how everybody starts. Nope, not natural ponds. Interesting. Are you out in the desert or something? Where is there no ponds? I don't know. Let's see here, but I'm also going to try. I want to share my screen, but it wasn't working, you guys said. So I'm afraid to do it again, but I want to show the picture that I was sent. Let's see if we can kind of work on that. Because one of my subscribers here, he sent a fish picture, something he caught, and I think it's interesting to share with you guys. Let's see. So if I do this, let's see. No, that. Yeah, I don't. We'll monkey with that later, but yeah, like I've said earlier, I've never streamed, never tried to stream. This is totally new. Just kind of getting a feel for it. We'll see if people like it. I'm gonna post it to the channel just because this week's weekly content. I didn't actually make a video for this week, but I wanted to do something new. Try it out. Okay, Doomicus, I meant like there are ponds, but I don't know if I could fish in them. Okay. Yeah, definitely make sure that they're not private ponds and you're going on someone's property, because thankfully I've never done that, like went on private property and been kicked off. But some people really do care if you go on their property and fish. There are some people that just do not like it when you go in there. I mean, obviously, it's trespassing and you got to respect it. But some people just will not. Maybe it's a private fishing pond and they want to fish it themselves. But I've also seen it where people have let people on, they get hurt and they get a lawsuit from it. Like they trip on rocks or whatever and they break their leg and they have a whole legal battle. And then, yeah, and then that quickly turns someone to not let fishermen on their property. So be sure it's public. Be sure it's public and you can fish it. Because right now in New York here, we also have some fish that you're not legally allowed to fish. The pike and the walleye are actually going into spawn. So they're going at the end of these rivers and whatnot. And yeah, in these areas, you can't fish them. You can't, because there'll be poachers there. They'll try to snag them. Let the fish go, reproduce, so there'll be more of them. And yeah, people get in serious, serious trouble, like $200 to $150 fines, and possible even misdemeanors, which is crazy over a fish. Like I would not want to have that on my record over going to a fishing spot. That's just not at all, not at all what I want on my record for sure. I have a clean record, and I want to keep it that way. Hopefully, you guys feel the same way about having a clean record. Okay, we got smart person in the chat. Oh man, check out this beautiful koi I caught at a random pond. Yes, you don't want to fish somebody's koi pond because those things are like pellet fed fish. I mean, you throw a little worm in, they're going to go nuts for that. You'll catch like a 20-pound koi easily, but you're catching somebody's pet. That's terrible. That's terrible. Koi are beautiful though. I've never had a fish pond, but koi are really, really awesome. They're the perfect pond fish. I mean, you can keep them in a tank. It needs to be like a 300-gallon tank. You keep koi in ponds. Koi and goldfish were actually meant to be in ponds. They were kind of selectively bred to be viewed downwards on. You're not supposed to look at them from the side. You're supposed to look down at them. And that's kind of how they move, how they look, their finnage. It's all pretty. They're very pretty fish. They're very personable fish, and they can get huge. And yeah, I mean, they're the perfect pond fish. I mean, there's a reason people have koi ponds. It's expensive though. Ponds are very expensive to maintain. Koi are very expensive to have and feed and keep updated. And you got to put like a net over them. If you live in an area with raccoons, you don't want raccoons jumping in because they'll take your koi and they'll eat them. Just there's a lot of stuff compared to a fish tank to a pond. A pond's outdoors. You got to be aware of predators. You got to be aware of other people. You got to be aware of all that things. And there's a bit more precautions and care that goes into that. Whereas inside, I mean, what's the chance of a raccoon running into my house and stealing fish out of my 30-gallon? Very, very small compared to a raccoon running outside in my backyard and taking my koi out of my pond. It's just the reality of pond keeping. But ponds are more impressive, arguably, and they can be more of a centerpiece, and people driving by can see it can be more of a sign of wealth, sign of or just a hobby. I have a lot of respect for pond people. I don't know if I'll ever do it. I need more property, but I do have a lot of respect. Okay, we have a couple comments here. Is it normal for coolie loaches to disappear for days? Yes. Yes. Now, every coolie loach I've had, I've always kept a couple, and I have giant variants and just kind of standard ones. The giants are pretty much just the same thing, which is bigger. And mine have always been very active. I hear a lot of people say that their coolie loaches aren't around often, they hide away, but it's normal. I've even heard stories of people that have lost their coolies for like a year, and then they just randomly look in the tank and they see it. They're primarily nocturnal, so oftentimes you're not going to see them in the day, but they also like to hide in like rocks, around plants. Mine love to wrap around plant leaves and the roots of plants. They love it, but driftwood. So they're very sneaky. They can hide for a very long time. So if you don't see it for a day, don't freak out. It should be fine. They're very hardy. They're very cool fish. They do hide a lot though. So totally, totally normal for them to disappear for days. Although mine are very active. I don't have days where I don't see them. And we got another comment here. Smart person. I'm starting up an indoor pond thing. Interesting. Fish coming next week. I'll share some pictures next time you're streaming. Rice fish, peacock gudgeons, and then I don't know what WCMM is. I don't know what that means. But I'm still cycling it now with some fun plants, excuse me. Awesome. An indoor pond. That's like the best of both worlds. You get the pond, but you also, get it protected. Now, is it a pretty big pond? Oh, I see. White cloud mountain minnows. Those are awesome fish. Awesome selection of fish there. We got rice fish, white cloud mountain minnows, and peacock gudgeons. That's like perfect. 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 Hardy fish. About 45 gallons. Okay. Okay. So is it like a kind of a bowl, or is it a tank? Is it an indoor pond? Or is it just like a fish tank? I'm just curious. But that's a 45-gallon tank. Nothing to scoff at. Aquarium videos have been helpful, including your videos. Awesome. Glad my videos help. It's a planter. Got it. Okay, that makes sense. So it's a planter, 45-gallon planter. Rice fish, white cloud mountain minnows should be really like perfect for that. Those fish were practically designed for those tanks. They're awesome little fish. They're hardy. The rice fish are very interesting. They're becoming a lot more common in the hobby. They came from Japan. It's very similar to like the goldfish and the koi and whatnot. Designed to be looked down upon a lot of times, but yeah, perfect fish. Peacock gudgeon should be fine. They're a bit shy. When I had peacock gudgeons, they were Dumacus. We'll get to that in a sec here. I actually answered that earlier, but the peacock gudgeons, they're a bit shy. I really, really like how they look. There's like a perfect oddball fish. Their colors are really pretty. Their appearance is unique and different. I really like how peacocks are. They were just very shy when I had them. So hopefully you have a better experience with them, and they actually are out and about. You get a little school of them. They work together, kind of swim around, because you don't want fish that are fighting and beating each other up. But yeah, good. Good. Sounds like a good tank, good stocking, fun plants, live plants, I hope. Live plants are the way to go. Live plants really are the way to go. You can get those fake plastic plants. They just don't help your tank. I mean, they're fake. They're not real plants. You want to mimic a real life ecosystem where the plants are sucking in all the nitrites, sucking in all the fish waste, all that stuff, and producing clean water as well as oxygen. Okay, good live plants. We love to see it. All right, so Dumacus, why did you name your channel Fishman2114? What's with the 2114? Well, actually, my Patreon asked that earlier. And pretty much Fishman is because I'm the Fishman. I fish and I have fish tanks. So I really wanted to put those two together and be the Fishman of YouTube. The 2114 part, Fishman itself, I mean, just the like standard Fishman was taken. So I had to put in a number. And I thought 2114 rolled off the tongue. It's not AI generated. It really doesn't have much significance. I thought just 2114 was just kind of catchy, rolls off the tongue. So yeah, I don't mind you asking at all. It's just how it is. And then I also was asked this, would I ever do like a stats video for YouTube where I go over like what subscribers are coming in, what viewers are coming in? It's like, would I ever do that? I don't think so. Honestly, maybe I would talk about it a little bit here. Like I have no problems talking about it here on stream, but do I ever make a dedicated video? I don't think so. But it's just kind of something where there's other channels that do it. There's like YouTube specific channels on like how to grow your channel. I'm not a huge channel by any means. I don't think I would do it. I think there's some other stats out there. And it's also my personal stats. I don't know if I want to put those out for the world to see. So it's not fitting for your channel. Yeah, I just don't think it fits the channel. I would, I mean, I'm totally not bashing the idea or anything. It's definitely a possibility. And I'd love to hear what you guys think it should, like what kind of videos I should be making. I love hearing your guys' opinions. So if you have any suggestions, feel free to leave them down in the comments and kind of talk about them and see what they do. See if I like them. All right, I'm dead inside. I got to go to work. I'll see you, man. Thanks for coming. I really appreciate it. He was here from the very start. Started it off. So you were here a good chunk of time. I appreciate it. If you're already gone, wish you the best. But yeah, I just don't think that the stats thing is super fitting for the channel. It's more of like a techie thing. I do a lot of nature stuff. I'm planning to do more, like expand more. I really like. We have some good content on the channel and some good reliable content. I think the big one that comes to mind is the controversial fish series. I mean, the rock bass one, which is the first episode of that series, is my second most viewed video on the channel. Did really, really well. The chain pickerel one's not far behind it. I think it's the third, although actually it might be the fourth, because I think I made a top 10. I think the top 10 underrated fish is actually my third biggest. So as you can see, there's a good blend of aquarium and fishing content that do really, really well here, which is awesome to see. But yeah, we have some images some videos on the channel, like the controversial fish series that does really, really well. I really love the viewer engagement aspect in those videos. People love commenting, like, do you like the fish? Do you not like the fish? But even in the polls, like, how I get those fish is I look at the comments and I see which fish people are talking about, which fish people actually want to see an episode or a video on in the future, and I compile it in a poll and I put those polls for you guys to vote, and it's only for the order. And the reason I do that is because I know, I mean, we all know like the memes, the Minecraft mob vote memes where people get mad at those things because it's one of them becomes the next mod or mob, and that's it. The rest are like just dumped in the garbage. And it's ridiculous because it just makes a whole angry community where everyone's bickering and fighting with each other. So what I thought, how can I do something with viewer engagement where people are voting for the fish but not like trying to strangle and killing each other and hate each other. We don't like negativity. I don't like to see people fighting. There's definitely been some nasty comments and people just being nasty. Thankfully, that doesn't happen a lot in the fishing and aquarium landscape. But really, I wanted to create a system in that where people can engage in what fish are being included, but not fight and be nasty. So I think a system where every fish in that poll is included, it's just for the order, was like the perfect balance. It has a level of engagement with the viewers where they can kind of work together and vote for a fish they like, but all of them are winners at the end of the day. No one truly loses. Let's see. Angry communities are the most engaged. The algorithm rewards it for sure. Good on you for trying to avoid it. I mean, you are right. Comments that fight, I don't intervene because at the end of the day, comments that fight, it does help. It does help. But I don't want to have a nasty community that hates each other. I don't want to have fighting, you know? I mean, at the end of the day, it does kind of help, but I like I like how positive you guys are. I really do. Really appreciate it. It's like I've mentioned, it's two different communities that have kind of blended together, and I think people overall are respectful. I mean, it's fish, you know, it's fish. It's not like a very controversial, you know, it's fish. It's pets. It's the YouTube pet space. Doomikis, you should do reviews of other fish tanks or fishing stuff. I don't know, like the YouTuber Fish for Thought. Do you know him? I do know him. And I do want to do that kind of stuff. I want to get enough people like sending me fishing memes or aquarium memes or their own fish tanks where I could do like reaction videos. I would love to do reaction videos. I think I need to get like a better camera. The mic's good. The mic's good, but I think I need to get a better camera for that sort of stuff. Because I think having your face in those reaction videos are really important. And I definitely could do a lot of those, you know, over the top reactions, especially for some ridiculously bad aquariums and that sort of stuff. But yes, I do know Fish for Thought. I do know him. Pretty solid channel. He has some good aquarium stuff. I wish he did more original content. Like it seems like he just does all reaction, but yeah. Yeah, I do know him and I would be more than happy to do that reaction stuff. So, I mean, the more people send me stuff, the more of a chance there is for me to do a reaction video. I actually, my last video was a reaction video, was to comments. Unfortunately, it did tremendously bad. I think it was just a really bad thumbnail. I just don't think it was very appealing, which is totally my fault at the end of the day. You know, I designed it, but yeah, I think what I'm going to start doing with thumbnails, maybe not every video, but YouTube has a system where you can actually create multiple thumbnails and viewers will see one of those three thumbnails, and whatever one of the three thumbnails actually attracts the most viewers and gets the most people in will just become your new thumbnail. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen like a thumbnail on YouTube. You've seen a video and it has a different thumbnail, and like a day later you'll go back and it has a different one than what you saw yesterday. That's what that is, I believe. It's YouTube determining what the best thumbnail is based on the three you've created or something. And I've never done it. I actually was going to do it a couple weeks ago. I had a video. I'm still deciding if I want to redo it because I put a lot of time into it. But my computer file actually, like, it crashed out. It corrupted. I lost an entire video, including the backup. I lost all of my clips, like my stock footage clips. I lost my my background clips. I lost my sound edits. I lost my background music. I lost everything. So I've had to re-download a lot of this stuff. But I lost an entire video, and that really sucked. That because for those that don't know, I actually make my videos before I upload them. I like to be on a schedule where I have 2 videos kind of like in the works, in the ready to be uploaded before I actually upload it. Because I like to have that little bit of padding in case I get busy or in case like something like I lose a video, it gets corrupted. Something like that stuff happens. And it sucks. It really, really sucks losing an entire video because you spend hours and hours of work. You know, if a video doesn't do good, it's one thing. But if a video gets like destroyed and there's nothing you can do about it, really, really does suck. But yeah, 2025 has actually been kind of a tough year for us so far. I mean, the Gobi controversial episode, that was a nightmare. I got a copyright strike. I mean, I made a whole video about it, but the video was doing really, really well. The time it was taken down, it happened in the night. It happened when I was not awake. But it was over 1,000 views, well over 1,000 views, like 1,100 views it was at. And they got taken down like within the first 2 days. So it really, really screwed it up. And then I had to talk with the guy, figure that out. I had to do a whole like YouTube thing where it's like, what is copyright and how you broke it and all that. And that was such bull crap. It really was a bunch of bull crap. But yeah, the guy took it down. He didn't like that I used his clips. So I talked to him, and I do appreciate how willing he was to communicate. He could have just never responded, and that was it. Because I reached out to him, but thankfully, I was able to get the video back. I had to re-download it and kind of go through the clips again. So, you know, it's just it kind of sucked because the video was never quite as good, and I had to do a bunch of crazy edits, and it never was quite the same. And when I put it back up, the video, it's not like 1,000 views now, and it's been a month. So it really screwed up that video's performance, but I'm just happy it's back. But yeah, so that happened, and like I just talked about a little bit earlier, I lost an entire video, like my whole file corrupted. I lost all my clips, which just really suck. But it's okay because I think I want to start doing it. Ever since the copyright claim, I'm doing a lot more to properly source my videos. I think you guys should have noticed in my more recent videos, every time it's a clip taken from a YouTuber, I have a little source in like the corner of the screen. Now with free stock footage, I don't do it because it's free stock footage. You're allowed to do it. It's free and it's made to be used. And it's on these platforms like it's on these platforms that allow you to use it. I'm blanking on the name here, but those I don't need to source. But yeah, these two things have really screwed us up in terms of content. And it's only April. It's almost May. Make sure that free stock footage is free for commercial use. It is. Yes, and Pixabay is one of them. Thank you. Yes, it is free. I made sure to look at the end of the rights and all that. You're allowed to use them. In fact, a lot of the creators have seen that I've used their footage and have been kind of humbled and honored by it. They ask me a lot, what do I use the clips for? So I make sure to tell them and kind of share what I'm using them for. But yeah, what's my streaming setup? I'm just on my laptop right now. So I'm sorry if the frame rate is low. The audio is good because I have my microphone here. It has a nice pop filter. It's really nice. And I got it for free actually, which was awesome. It was just, I didn't even realize it was in the house. It was just in the basement. And I thought, why not use it? I love it. So yeah, I love this thing. I cannot go back and watch the videos where I don't have this thing. I just really can't. It's like, it's such a game changer and I love it. It's so easy to do. I just plug it right into my computer and it just like the audio is 3 times better. It's awesome. Because before, when I didn't have a microphone, I was just talking in my computer, and I was like leaning in right into the actual like audio thing. So the audio was not there. It was not great, but I really love this microphone. I don't see a use in changing it quite yet. I think I'm going to keep it around for a couple more years because I think it serves me perfectly fine. No need for an upgrade quite yet. But yeah, very very good points though. Make sure the footage is for commercial use. Yeah, I've just been a lot more cautious of all that copyright stuff because copyright is a slippery slope. It's a very gray area. It's a very dark gray area, honestly. You know, there's general rules like use 10 seconds or less, which I always follow. I don't use more than 10 seconds. And, source, give credit, and then have the clips be for a purpose. You can't just take clips for no good reason. They have to be for a purpose. Most of the time, the clips I use are for an educational purpose. I'm trying to explain like a fish, trying to explain an aquarium fish or a game fish, and actually showing viewers that really, really does help. But yeah, so most of the time it's for an educational purpose, but I also I like to do humor. I think that's another thing on this channel that a lot of aquarium people they just sit there and they talk. They just talk about fish, whether it be showing the fish or just them on screen talking about it. And I mean, it works. It's definitely serviceable, but humor brings people in and it keeps people in, especially with my voice. I mean, it's very. I've been told it's like dry. I mean, my voice is dry right now. I need some water, but I have a very mono kind of formal voice. I've been told it's very formal. And when a random like scream comes in or a random weird thing comes in, people like it. And I think it's more of a younger audience, but I'm trying to make a balance where it's not too much like Gen Z humor kind of thing where older people can come in and watch and still enjoy it, but younger people like think it's funny and laugh. And I don't know. There's tons of funny things I can do. Like some of my funniest jokes, I remember in the rock bass one, there's like a rock bass that was about to eat a crayfish, and he did. And then there was an explosion and a green screen thing, and there was a scream. I think funny screams when a fish, like there's a video of a fish eating another fish, and I put a funny scream. That stuff makes me laugh when I'm editing it. And that with editing, that doing those jokes are definitely the most time consuming part, but it's also the funniest part. It's the fun. It made like it makes it so I want to keep editing. It fuels me. It's funny, and I only keep jokes in that I laugh. If I don't laugh at a joke, like when I'm making it, I don't put it in the video because it didn't work. So humor is a big part of this channel for sure. Let's see. Hugh in New York City, I was curious about the local aquarium clubs, and it seems like everyone is 70 plus. That's great, but it's also tough to feel camaraderie. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of older people in the aquarium space, but it's interesting. In my family, I'm the only one that does this stuff. My whole family fishes, but aquarium, it's just me. I guess my little brother got one, but he only got one because I got one, and now he has it. He has a nice tank. Maybe I'll show it one of these days, but it's a 20-gallon. It has some neon tetras, has some coolie loaches in it, and it has a honey gourami in it. Maybe I'll show it one of these days. Oh, what's up? First time. How you doing? Good to see you. It's good to have a new voice in the chat. Seems like there's a lot of the same people, which is great. I love that you guys are so engaged, but I love to hear new voices too. Your whole family fishes. Not quite my whole family, but most of them. My two brothers fish, my dad fishes, and my grandpa fishes. Actually, both my grandpas fish, but really they don't do as much fishing as I do. I'm definitely the most extreme when it comes to like multi-species angling. A lot of them, my grandpa's a huge bass fisherman. He just pretty much just bass fishes. He's out on Keuka Lake, which is why I've talked about Keuka so much and made videos on Keuka. I love that lake. I really do. It's a clean lake. It's so much fun to fish. There's a lot of fish in it. I just wish there was more variety, but there are some big fish in there. But yeah, so yeah, I a lot of my family does fish, but I would say I'm the most extreme. Like I go to these random places and fish. I fish for anything. I'll do micro fishing, I'll do catfishing, bass fishing. I know some people say I'm a bass hater. I'm really not. Really not. I think they are overrated, yes, but I love fishing for them too, especially smallmouth. There's also other bass like white bass too that are technically I don't bass are weird because people call a bunch of different types of fish bass, and half of them are real bass, half of them aren't. It's a whole mess I don't really want to get into, but yeah, there's bass aren't bad. There's a reason they're popular, but there's some people that take it too far, I guess, and that's why I made a video about it. But I am curious. I have an idea, a video idea file that I have on my computer, but I am thinking about making a video on why I like multi-species angling, like why I like to go for so many different species and why I think multi-species anglers are the best. I'm just curious, was that something you guys would want to see? Is that something of interest? Because that's really my style. If you've seen my original fishing videos, all of them, for the most part, have been different. I started fishing for bullhead. That was my first ever fishing video. I made it on a movie. I did a little pond. It was just fishing for bullhead on bread, and it got like 200 views. You know, at the time I had like 15 subscribers. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, I've done bass fishing. I've done like a fishing competition with my grandpa. I did a catfish video, which that was my best. I'm so glad I brought the camera there because that was my best night of catfishing ever. I caught like 15 little channel cats. In New York, there's only channel cat and bullhead. So for you Southerners, we don't have bullhead or we don't have blue cats. We don't have these big giant flathead cats either. But that was a huge night of catfishing. And then I also got like a 6-pound drum. And that was awesome. Before that, I've only caught little drum. And since then, I've only caught little drum. I've been around when people have caught big drum. But drum are an awesome fish. They're underrated. They are going to be the next episode of The Most Controversial Fish. I actually wrote the script and made the thumbnail for that yesterday, which I do want to give a shout out to I Like Chicken. He actually helps me make the thumbnail and sent it to me on my email. So thank you for that, I Like Chicken. I see you're not very interested in the multi-species fishing video. That's okay. But shout out to you there for helping me with the thumbnail. I did finish it. I definitely changed a lot of it just because, you know, I have a style of thumbnail, but I love working with you guys to help make these videos. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I love how much we've grown because I remember I started off as a 100 sub channel. Then I made it to 1,000 subs and I thought that was a big deal. Now we're here at 7,000 subs and hopefully in the future I have like 100,000 subs and I'm just sitting there thinking, man, I remember when I was 7,000 subs, you know? There's a growing perspective every time you hit one of those big milestones. But yeah, we've done a lot of different types of fishing and I plan to do more. I really do wish my Ambitious Anglers series as a whole, it's probably my least successful series. I wish it was more popular. Those videos, I don't even think any of them have hit 1,000 viewers. They always hit like 100 or 200. But at the end of the day, it's my channel. I make some of the stuff I want to make. And if I'm going out fishing, I bring my GoPro along with me. Why not, right? If it's a good day, I'll make a video of it. But I definitely don't do it always because they are a pain to make too, because my computer does not is not very good with handling the GoPro clips for whatever reason. When I put it in the editing software, it's very laggy. It's very hard to do edits. Half the time, what I just do is I watch the clip on my actual GoPro, figure out when I'm going to start it, when I'm going to cut it, and I just do that. I do half the editing on the GoPro itself just because it's so laggy. So, Doomicus, is this going to be the time you're always going to stream? Yes. Yeah, I think I'll do 10. Normal videos I put up at 8 o'clock just because, yeah, I know it's early, but a lot of older people watch the video and they're up early. And then also it's just, if you're not up at 8, you wake up and there's, oh, look, Fishman 2114 posted. I'll lay in bed and watch it. It's a good time to upload because people see it. People watch videos in the morning. Yeah, I think before I was doing Sunday at 12. And the problem with that was it got in the way with football. I don't really like football. I don't really watch it, but I know a lot of fishermen do like football. So, and a lot of people just watch football in general. So, back when the NFL was going on, and when it'll happen again in the fall, there's a bit of an overlap there. So, I really tried to avoid that. So, I thought Saturday at 8 a.m. was a good idea. Most people don't work on Saturday, and 8 a.m. is, it's out. The video is out pretty early on, and it'll be around all day. But for streams, I thought 8 a.m. was too early to stream. I thought 10 was a bit closer. It's kind of late morning, getting close to the afternoon. I mean, it's 11:04 now where I am, standard Eastern time. But it's kind of the middle of the day. People might still be in bed, lounging around, but people also might be scrolling on YouTube and check out on the stream. So I think this is a pretty good time for the stream. I'm not going to be doing this every week, though. I think this will be something where if I can't get a video out for whatever reason, maybe I might stream. But yeah, I hope that answers your question there. I think 10 a.m. is a good time to stream. How many aquariums do I have? Sorry, I'm reading all these comments here. How many aquariums do you have? Well, in this room here, I have 3. I also have 2 more. Technically, I have 4, but I'm actually watching a friend's. He's out in college. Well, I'm in college too, but he's actually living on campus. I commute. So I actually take care of his tank, and it's the little 5-gallon one with the Phoenix Resbora, and there's a couple shrimp in there and some snails. So technically 4, but we'll say like 4.5 because I'm watching it. But yeah, I do want to have more. I just don't have the space to have more. I do have tons of different types of fish, though. And I've kept other fish. I used to have more different tanks. I had a 10-gallon tank at one point. I don't anymore. Yeah, I have a 30-gallon tank right now. I have a 20-gallon tank. I have a 7.5-gallon tank. And then I have 2 5-gallon tanks. Honestly, my 30 and 20-gallon are the easiest tanks to keep, especially my 20. I cleaned it the other day, but that tank is like perfect. It's in the perfect state where the live plants are just cleaning everything and the water looks so nice and clear. And the amount of fish we have are not over pooping the water, if you will. There's not too many nitrate. It's a clean tank that I rarely have to do maintenance on, and that's perfect. The 5 gallons, they're easy to clean in that there's not a lot of space and it's quick to clean, but you got to do it like every week, every other week. So yeah, 5-gallon tanks. I don't know if I'll keep them much longer. I mean, I'll keep them. I'll definitely keep them, but I don't know if I'd get any more, is what I'm trying to say. So I like chicken. Can I show you my fishing picture? Yes, please do. I'm I think something's going on where I can't show the stuff, but feel free to send it on my YouTube email. I recently made an email specifically for YouTube, so you guys could send me stuff. That could be anything from funny memes, whatever, aquariums that you guys actually own or your friends have, or actual fishing pictures of fish or things you've seen out fishing. All that stuff's really cool. So it's in the description of my channel. I also made a post where the link is for the email, but it's the real Fishman 2114, and then at gmail.com. So yeah, send it over there. Love to see it. And hopefully next stream we'll figure out what's going on and how I can actually do that. So we got Desi Marsh here. It just says, just wanted to say I really enjoy the channel. I don't fish at all or keep fish, but I find the videos really fun and informative, excuse me. Little smiley face. Well, sorry to hear you don't fish or keep fish, but I'm really happy that you're around on the channel and that you enjoy the content. I'm really, really happy. Really happy. I'd recommend doing one or the other. I really would. Fishing's a great activity to do outside, and there's always bad fishermen, but most fishermen you talk to are really nice. And then keeping aquariums is really nice too. It's very relaxing, very very fun hobby to do. It's a bit expensive though. It's certainly aquarium keeping is not a cheap hobby. I mean, there's a lot of things you can do to lower prices, like you can get a tank on Facebook Marketplace, but God knows what happens to those tanks. I've done it. I've restored tanks, but yeah, I think for starting off, you probably want to buy a brand new one. Already sent it to you. I will take a look at it after the stream. I like chicken. I'm curious to see what it is. And like I said, I hope to figure out for next stream. Maybe we'll do like another week and a half because I've enjoyed this actually. I really have. I've really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed talking to you guys. I hope you guys like kind of more of this raw content. I know I don't show my face a lot. I'm not afraid or anything. It's not anything like that. It's just usually my content, I don't do it. You know, I sometimes I put my face in the thumbnails, but most of the time I just talk over stock footage or aquarium clips or whatever, whatever, and just talk. Which maybe that's why people think my voice is a bit AI, but yeah, I'll take a look at that later. But I've enjoyed doing this, guys. I really have. I hope you guys have enjoyed listening and kind of hanging out with me for a bit. I think it's gone pretty well. Not a crazy amount of viewers, but at the end of the day, there was people here watching, there was people here engaging, and that's all I can ask for. So really enjoyed talking to you guys. If you guys have any closing remarks, throw them in now. I'll wait here for like a minute. But yeah, I think we'll end it here pretty soon. We've been around for over an hour here, about an hour and 12 minutes actually. So any last minute questions? Throw it in. You want to send me anything? Throw it in. Why not? But I've really enjoyed this. Really enjoyed. I hope you guys, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed it too. It's more of a raw content, just me talking. Smart person, have a great day. Go get some gains at the gym. Great, good for you. Go get those gym gains. And then what better way to celebrate your Saturday than going to the aquarium shop? Flushing, Queens. Nice. Yep, have a great day. I'll see you later. I'm not seeing any more comments, not seeing any more questions. So I'm going to end it here. Everyone have a nice day. And next week, expect an aquarium video. And I'll leave it at that. All right. Bye, guys. I'll see you later.